Welcome back, everyone, or if this is your first time, welcome, and I hope you like it here. I'm John Wetz, and on this channel I talk about spirituality, personal growth, mental health, law of attraction, and there's going to be a lot of other things that come up too. But today I want to talk about trusting the timing of the universe, trusting the events of the timing of the events in your life, and just trusting that everything is happening at the right time for you. And I'm going to go into a personal story of actually the inspiration for this video that happened within the last 24 hours. It actually happened today to me. And anyway, so I've been doing these group coaching sessions with a guy named Victor Odo. He's another YouTuber on here, does a lot of spiritual content as well. He's actually somebody that I watched for quite a few years during my spiritual awakening the last like 3-4 years. And check him out if you haven't. His videos are awesome. But doing this workshop with him, or this group coaching thing, today we ended up doing a breathwork session. And I'd never done breathwork before, but it honestly was one of the most powerful experiences of my life. And I didn't even realize it when it was happening. It took a few hours after for me to realize just how transformative this single session was. Like, I cannot speak enough to how much this has just kind of blown my mind wide open. So last night I was trying to think of what I was going to do for my next video on here. I was trying to get inspiration. I had ideas of what I wanted to talk about, but I wasn't really feeling inspired by any of them to talk passionately about it and feel like I was going to really bring my flair to it and bring anything relevant. I don't want to just get up in front of the camera and talk and basically spew the same exact stuff that everyone else has been talking about without having a little bit of my own personal experience thrown into it. And anyway, when I was trying to come up with stuff, I was feeling a lot of resistance for it last night. And, I kept thinking, should I push through or should I just kind of lay low with it and let it come to me? Normally when I feel resistance, the best thing to do is just lay low and kind of let it pass, let things come to you. A lot of times manifesting things or letting things come to you is just the easier way to go about it. If you're feeling a lot of resistance, think of like trying to swim upstream. It doesn't really work very well. Life works the same way. It's a lot easier when you just kind of go with the flow of what's happening. And last night, what I really needed and what I wanted to do was just kind of play with life a little bit, relax, play a video game, not think so much about work or anything like that. I wanted to just kind of unwind and relax. But there was this nagging feeling inside of me of, no, I got to work on the channel. I got to work on the next video. I don't really have anything yet. I felt very pressured to do it, but I was creating that pressure for myself, honestly. And thankfully, I listened to my intuition and just kind of let myself not worry about it. I was like, no, I'm going to do what I feel like I need to do tonight, even though it isn't directly related to what I feel I need to do for growing the channel and progressing myself with life in general. What I really needed was to just relax. And I found out today why through this breathwork session. Like, it truly just kind of blew my mind wide open. We've been doing a lot of shadow work in the last few weeks of this coaching session, and today was doing breath work to release all the stuff that we've been kind of bringing up. And doing the breath work, while I was doing it, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if I was going to have some like life-changing epiphany. I really didn't know what to expect. I've heard all kinds of different things about it, and I didn't know what my experience was going to be. There was no real groundbreaking epiphany or anything. The thing that I was trying to release was fear. There's been, I talk a lot about making sure that you follow your excitement and not your fear. So I want to make sure that people understand I'm not like following fear and everything, but stepping into the next phase of my life, there is a lot of uncertainty around it. I'm trying to launch this channel. I'm going through a lot of life changes in general, from relationship stuff to just my life is basically kind of in a very transformative period right now. And there's a lot of unknowns. And the unknowns, as exciting as they are, as I'm sure most of you know, there is some fear involved in it because you never know if it's going to turn out the way you want or not. And so it's just there's been a lot of fear there, and I kind of wanted to release that because it's not serving me, it's not helping me, it's just kind of hindering me. And when we went into this breathwork thing, it's kind of like a meditative state, I started feeling a little bit of pain, like up here in my shoulder and in my legs and my arms. It felt almost like I had been punched, but it felt like a reverse of pain. Not like the opposite of pain, but it felt like the pain was like rising up through me instead of being inflicted on me. And, going back, there's a lot of different beliefs of emotions getting trapped in the body. And I kind of took this as some of that fear almost leaving my body. I've had a lot of times before where I've spoke like really passionately about something and then been kind of kicked down or whatever for my beliefs or for the way that I was expressing it, or just made to kind of feel belittled for what I was believing in. And I think that if the whole concept of, and I do believe this is true, of emotions getting trapped in our body, I think that was actually the release of that fear that I was holding on in my body. Coming up was that pain that I was starting to feel. I realize it sounds a little silly, but in the moment, I fully believed it, and I still do at this point. That was about the closest thing to like any kind of event during the session that I was having, and I was struggling to kind of make sense of it. I really wasn't sure what happened through it for me. But after is when I kind of got this breakthrough, because the last 4 hours after, I have spent just doing what they call basically automatic writing for content and ideas for my next several videos. Like I've got like 6 or 7 different video ideas typed out at this point with a lot of context and a lot of, it's not just like basic details. It's very in-depth stuff. And it was almost like this breathwork session, like uncorked something in me and just let me get into this flow state where, in this flow state that I'm talking about, I've heard it referred to from Victor himself, the guy that's doing these coaching sessions, and Aaron Doughty as well, and a lot of other people as well. It's kind of referred to as like tapping into source consciousness, where you're basically channeling, if you want to say God or the universe or whatever, you're tapping into this like divine knowledge where you just get this flow of information coming through you. You don't really know where it's coming from, but you're passionate about it. You're going with it. And it just is flowing through you like nothing else. You don't know where it's coming from, but you know exactly what you're saying and what you're talking about. And that's what's been happening for the last several hours with me, is just going through that flow state. Like I've experienced it before, but not experienced it in the sense of knowing it, like it's easy to get lost in something you're passionate about, but I had never really experienced it to this degree. And it just kind of blew my mind. All of a sudden it was like, oh, this is why I needed to wait last night, because I needed to have this experience from this breath work. But the automatic writing, it's something that I've been aware of for a while, but I've never actually done it. It's been slowly creeping into my awareness from casual conversation. I actually had a conversation about it last night with a friend who suggested that I just try it. I didn't really think it was my thing, but it's been working wonders today. Like it's just almost like there's another stream of consciousness coming through me and just typing away. But if I had tried to just brute force it last night, I probably would have come up with something that I wasn't going to be happy with and wouldn't have released anyway. But instead, I took the time to kind of do what I needed to do for myself, of, just kind of relax, enjoy myself, and take the night off. And then today, all my problems were basically solved with this, So basically, that was like my reminder to trust the timing of things, trust the universe, trust the events. Like, trust that everything is going to come at the right time when I need it. And that is my message to you guys. Trust the timing of everything that happens in your life. You have your perspective of what's going on. The universe has the perspective of everything going on. So when you're trying to make something happen, understand that there's a lot of moving parts. you're only seeing your parts or your view of the parts that other people have as well that play a role in manifesting what you're wanting. The universe sees everything and has to basically just divinely orchestrate everything to come together to get what you're wanting. And it may not always give you exactly what you're wanting. It might give you a different version of it. But trust the process of it. Trust the events. Trust that it's either bringing you exactly what you're needing at the right time that you're needing it, or it's bringing you what you need so that you grow into something better and prepare you for something better than what you thought you wanted. Like, I cannot speak to this enough, how much power there is in just trusting the universe, trusting the timing of things, and letting go of trying to force things. Like, basically, you can either take the time to trust the universe and let it co-create with you, or you can try to brute force it and just make sure that you are the one in control, do everything yourself without really relying on anything else, and just exhaust yourself. Like, that's really all you're going to do when it's not the right time to do something. You're just going to keep clawing at it, trying. You might break through a little bit and get a version of what you were wanting that you don't want at all. Learn to be patient, learn to trust the timing of things in your life, and just watch as things start to magically unfold. Like, every time that I've done this, I have been so pleasantly surprised with how easy it actually was. A friend of mine has had a lot of similar experiences as well. She's been trying to basically build like a little home way out in the middle of nowhere here in Florida as well. And a few months ago, she was trying to get electricity hooked up. And, she was just going bonkers trying to find somebody to run wire out there and hook it up. And it was going to cost a lot of money with everyone that she was talking to. And, we talked about it, and I was like, just let it go. Float it to the universe that you need this, but the way that it's presenting right now isn't really working, and you need something else. And she ended up driving by some sign out there that had to do with like an electrician or something, and called it, and ended up getting exactly what she needed. Significantly cheaper. We're talking like a few $1,000s cheaper. Or I think that was the amount, if I'm remembering correctly. I may be exaggerating slightly or misremembering a little bit, but she was just kind of like, I need to remember to do this more, I need to remember to let go and just let things happen. Like, when you do this, you're letting the universe just work its magic for you instead of exhausting yourself trying to control every aspect of everything that you're wanting. Just try it for yourself. Like, you really don't have anything to lose at this point. Just trust the universe, trust the timing of it, and trust yourself to manifest things with the universe manifesting with you in the way that you need. Not always the way that you want, but the way that you need. And make sure there's emphasis on that in your mind. You're not going to always get what you want. You're going to get what you need. And what you need sometimes is preparing you for something that you don't even know you want yet. Two other really good examples of learning to just kind of trust the timing of things to be better than you could have even planned for. The same friend that I was talking about with the electricity being ran to her place, she's been trying to get cabinets for a while for the same place. And she's had them like in her car waiting to buy them, but hasn't really had the money to do it. The cost of them would have been like, I think it was something like $400 or so. And she recently just found the exact same ones, only upgraded with like easy close cabinets, the ones that don't slam shut and whatnot. The ones that she was going to get, like I said, that was going to cost about $300-$400, didn't have that upgrade. But she just found all of them that she needed for like $50. All brand new, wrapped still in the plastic, identical to what she was looking for, just upgraded versions. So instead of spending $400 or $500 or whatever it was on them, she got it all for $50. Something kind of similar happened with me when I was going to get furniture for this apartment that I moved into. I knew what table I was going to get, what dining room table. Like, I had this picked out. It was one of the first pieces of furniture I knew. I knew I was going to get it for months. I had looked at it numerous times. It was absolutely the one that I wanted. The day that I went to go get it, I got to the store, drove the 30 minutes it was to get to it, had the money, was definitely going to get it. Like, I was nothing had changed. I knew this was the table I wanted. And I got there, I looked at it again, and for whatever reason, I got really cold feet. I was just like, I suddenly don't want this. And I don't know why. You know, like this was the table, but I don't feel like getting it now. And so I ended up leaving without it. And it kind of just puzzled me because I'm sitting there like, I've wanted this table for like 4 or 5 months. Why all of a sudden when I go to buy it am I not wanting it? Went to sleep, slept on it, woke up the next morning and was like, let me go look at it again. Kind of want to. Like, feeling like I want it again. Don't know why, but I'm going to go check it out. Went to check it out. Turns out overnight they had put it on sale and the price dropped like $150. And I was just sitting there like, oh, this is why I was supposed to wait. Like, no logical sense for why I didn't want to get it the night before. Very glad I didn't, though, because I probably would have never known that the price dropped, because I wouldn't have gone to check. I wouldn't have seen it on the website with the lower price. It would have been over. I wouldn't have known. And so trust when things don't go according to plan. Trust that they're working out in a better way for you. Maybe what you're not getting is not meant for you at all, or maybe it's meant to come to you in a different way. Just get used to doing that, and your life is going to go a lot smoother. Like, I can't tell you the amount of times that I've gone against, kind of fought tooth and nail and clawed my way towards what I was wanting when everything was kind of pointing to, no, you really need to wait, and ended up disappointing myself because I was stubborn and impatient. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you got something from it and it resonated with you a little bit. So, until next time, and videos will be coming a lot quicker here soon. I've got, like I said, several ideas coming up. So, stay tuned and love y'all.